Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Chainlink, aka Link. This has been a project that we have been focused on for a while. It's actually been one of those assets that I think that a lot of people kind of just overlook. It has been a part of many cycles in the past. It led the way in the DeFi summer of 2020. But since then, I feel like a lot of people just kind of overlooked it and kind of forgotten about it because they think that other better systems are out there and all that kind of stuff. But nonetheless, today we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be putting a spotlight on it and talking about why I think everyone should be paying attention to the Chainlink and why I think that it is going to be a crucial aspect to the adoption of DLT within the legacy infrastructure. So, with that being said, for all those link holders out there, comment down below what you think one Chainlink will be worth by the top of the next bull run. And also hit that like button if you guys haven't already. And for those out there that are not subscribed to the channel, over 50% of you aren't. By the end of this video, if you guys did learn something new or maybe you just found the content interesting, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and turning notifications on to never miss a future update. But let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet. So, I quoted a tweet that I sent out back in September, and I said, in my mind, Link and QNT coexist to create endless amounts of value for the entire crypto plus legacy system. Because both of these assets are always looked at as, okay, well, they are both competing with each other. So why should I invest into Link if I like QNT better, or why should I invest in QNT if I like Link better? In my opinion, I think that we should hold both of them. I think that I think that a nice balanced portfolio of looking at like two assets that are doing similar things and holding both of them does not hurt at all. Diversification is a big key aspect to success within this market, but I even said months later, and Link continues to be extremely overlooked and forgotten. And when we look at Chainlink, Chainlink has done very well in the past. And for an example, here is the DeFi summer 2020. So first off, we came down to test about like $2 back in March of 2020. It was a perfect opportunity to get in the market. Most people did not buy the bottom, myself included. But when we take a look at Chainlink, this thing did a massive run to almost $20 from there. Then we had a pullback, and most people were screaming, well, it's going to go all the way down. Well, nope, we ended up just trailing sideways, and boom, we skyrocketed to almost $50. Now, there is 1 billion Chainlink out there, roughly about 51% in circulation, and recently we started to see more holders added on. But Chainlink is an asset that is available literally everywhere. You could buy this on every single major exchange. Chainlink has been one of those assets that have been around for so long, so it is listed almost on every single major exchange, as this is a 2017 token. And even beforehand, it was on a few other decentralized exchanges before it got listed over on a major exchange, aka hence why we have CoinMarketCap saying about like roughly September of 2017 when we have earlier signs of Chainlink in terms of it going fully live. But nonetheless, when we take a look at the overall chart for Chainlink, one thing that I have been looking at is a possible test of this area down here. Now, obviously, I did buy within this range here. I've been really kind of just accumulating Chainlink within this area. Mainly, I've been buying around support zones. So mainly my entries have been around like $6.90. I did buy support at around roughly $6.30, and I recently bought around the low of about, I think it was like $5.75. It wasn't the exact bottom, but I am looking to see if we can get this tested like $4.50. I'm in positions, but if we can get down to that area, I will be a big buyer at that area because I think that it could be a huge opportunity, especially long term. But where could Chainlink go in the next bull run? Well, I think most people are anticipating $100, and I think that that is fair to say. I have been looking at some of the fib levels on the macro, so you can go off of our recent price action, or if you wanted to, you can go back all the way yeah, this is like 2017. So we can go all the way back in time and really kind of look at where we were at back here and kind of go off of this price data. And let's go off of the log scale because this gives us a little bit of a better picture on where things are basically at right now. So giving a little bit of an insight on where we are at, this is why I have been buying at around like $5.75. Major support, honestly. But we need to break out of that 702 in order for Link to flip bullish again and really kind of target $15 plus. But one thing that I have been looking at with this is just a few levels. First off, I don't really look at the log scale for prices above our last fib extension. As you guys do see, they get a little bit outrageous. What I have been looking at, though, is the regular fib base levels, and we actually have a target of a roughly $198 to $252. Anything in this range is fairly nice, but first we really need to target that 1618 at about $88. Now, do I think that $252 could be possible? Well, this would be an upside of about 135x, and this would also have a market cap of about $123.9 billion. Now, do I think that it could get to this point? Sure, I think that it could. Currently, right now, I think that Chainlink is sitting at number 21. I think that the top 25 in the next bull run, depending on where we get with the coin, with all of crypto in terms of like the market cap, a lot of these coins will most likely hit roughly within the $75 to $140 billion mark anyways. But to be a little bit more conservative, I have been looking at like 150. I think that a $150 Chainlink is more possible in the short term. This is about a $74 billion market cap, an upside of about 21x, which is very good, especially for an asset that's been around since 2017 and early even 2017, but also it's a blue chip. So it's one of those assets that have been around so long. We know the use case, we know the team, so we know that's not going anywhere anytime soon. But what I'm very bullish about is the announcement from Swift back in 2022. So for those out there that missed it, Swift is working with Chainlink. We actually have here a few quotes. This is from the Swift strategy director. And we do see you have to reach the gap between those institutions that have been there for ages and all these blockchains that are going to provide these services. There will be many of them, blockchains coexisting, some private, some Ethereum-based, many types. Swift doesn't have the potential to reach and connect all of them. We, Swift, do not bet in 10 blockchains this year, and if those 10 disappear, we lose investment. And it's the same for the banks. This is where CCIP comes into place. If we, Swift, connect to this interoperability network, CCIP, then we connect 11,000 banks with 20 blockchains and more to come. Then we have these two infrastructures, Swift and CCIP, that are secure, that are reliable, that are scalable, connected. And yeah, I mean, this is the announcement. This goes all the way back to 4 months ago when we seen this announcement. And if we play this clip, you guys could really see the value here for CCIP.
Just to kick this off, we're going to begin talking about cross-chain. And in regards to that, just to set the stage, I'm very happy to announce that we are working on an initial proof of concept together with Swift on the use of CCIP. In the capital markets to enable communications and movement of tokens between a number of different institutions in a way that'll accelerate the adoption of DLT blockchains and benefit various institutions all over the capital markets. In that regard, I think we'll just start discussing cross-chain, and I'd be thrilled to hear Jonathan's views on the importance of cross-chain and how communication between chains and institutions in a multi-chain world could look and work.
Yeah, so thank you, Sergey, and thank you for the invite. Let me start maybe because I know not everybody is aware about Swift, but I will try to explain it very quickly. So Swift is a cooperative, is an international cooperative. We run perhaps the biggest network in financial services today for capital markets, for payments, for FX, for trade. We are headquartered in Belgium, although we have sort of operations everywhere. And we have around 11,000 banks that are connected to Swift today. They exchange financial information in the most secure, reliable, and scalable way. All right, so that's one, just to frame it that. The second piece is that the POC that we're doing, it's the end of a long story, right? I think 5 or 7 years ago was the first time Swift and Chainlink started working together. You were actually one of the first startups that we bet on. You won the startup challenge that we used to have a long time ago. And then even before blockchain was something that financial services had in their minds, I don't think at the time nobody was doing anything on blockchain on financial services. Swift and Chainlink worked together on the first POC that we did on bond issuance and redemption. It was quite successful, and that was maybe the first steps of this sort of love story between Swift and Chainlink, which continues today.
So, yeah, I mean, when we take a look at CCIP, Swift will be leveraging it for institutional grade adoption as well as institutional grade reach within blockchain technology. It will allow those 11,000 banks to actually utilize these 20 blockchains and or more. And this is going to be huge. This is a direct connection between institutional grade clients and also crypto. Now, when is CCIP going to launch? Well, it's going to be happening this year. So I think that this could be a huge catalyst for Chainlink's price action. And we know many have been eagerly anticipating the launch of CCIP. Security is our #1 priority for CCIP, as it is for every Chainlink launch. We appreciate your patience and understanding and look forward to releasing CCIP in 2023 in a state that meets the functional and security demands of the growing cross-chain economy. Now, not only this, right, but I love supporting these assets and these projects that are building out and allowing for the future of crypto to be really revolutionizing, as well as to really kind of become a true thing. Because again, without things like this, without CCIP or without interoperability and without those direct bridges to traditional finance, we won't see the true image and the true value and vision behind crypto realized in. So being able to look at a project like Chainlink and realize the value behind it is crucial, and it's huge. And talking about Chainlink, when we actually go over to Chainlink's website and we actually look at their ecosystem, so this is the craziest thing. When we look at the ecosystem, there's 1,600 plus projects here. You could see the latest projects that they have added. There's quite a bit. So you could check out all of the projects as well. Here they are. This is just a massive amount of projects, and you could see the amount added. Like even already this year, there's been 26. In 2022 alone, there was 615. In 2021, 712. In 2020, 239. And beforehand, there wasn't that much, but now we are seeing a massive amount. And this is between all these chains. You can see all the chains supported here. You could also see the products here as well. Like this is empowering a large portion of the future. And when we look at CCIP, you do see Chainlink labeled here. This is intent. It's not live yet, but this is going to be a big one. And we actually see the integrations. This has been in plan for a while, going all the way back to 2017, bridging DLT and smart contracts with the Swift network and existing bank systems. And then we've seen back in October of 2017, just a month later, Swift Startup Winner demos smart contract trade with 5 financial firms. And then back in September is when we've seen Swift partners with crypto data provider Chainlink on cross-chain protocol and traditional finance play. So this is going to be a big one. We have been anticipating this for a while, but this, like many of the other major projects that are already labeled here, like there is so much happening on Chainlink that I just don't see a future where Chainlink isn't going to be a major player within this entire market. I think that the value behind Chainlink is substantial, and I think that it is limitless when we take a look at what is to really happen. But also, right, there's so much more to Chainlink than just, the value creation behind, okay, well, how is it going to bridge the gap between traditional finance and DLT? But it's also allowing a lot of these use cases like NFTs and gaming and stuff like that to be truly realized in by giving them the tools that they need, the data feeds that they need. It's just empowering a large portion of the use cases that we see today in crypto. And that is incredible value, because it's not just, okay, well, how can we bridge the gap between traditional finance and crypto? Because there's a lot of use cases like that. But them having that partnership with Swift and the use case advantage with Swift is substantial, in my opinion. And I think that that is a huge catalyst. I think that that combined with the possibility of staking and, a lot more, I think all of that going in mind with where Chainlink is right now and what Chainlink has done in the past and where Chainlink has gone in the past, I just don't see a future where Chainlink isn't trading at $100 plus. I've always been looking at this range up here between like $88 and $143. Could we go much higher? Could we hit the $200 plus range? It's possible, but we have to wait and see what really happens. I think that Chainlink does have the possibility of going to $100. At that point in time, it would have a $100 billion fully diluted market cap. At $150, at $200, it would have a market cap of about roughly billion dollars. Fully diluted at $200, it would be a $200 billion market cap. For an example, here's $200. It would have a $98.3 billion market cap. If we're taking into accountability like the max supply, it would be roughly, or sorry, this is going off the max supply and the total supply. It would be $98.3 billion at $98.32. At $200, it would have a fully diluted market cap of $200 billion. But if we are going off of just like the circulating supply, which most people do, then if we're looking at like $200 per Chainlink, this would be a market cap of roughly $98.3 billion, non-fully diluted, and fully diluted, you guys already know the deal. But when we take a look at what's happening around Chainlink and the value that it is disrupting and empowering, do I see a future where Chainlink is at $200? Sure. Is it going to happen by next bull run top? We have no idea, but I would love to see it. I think that Chainlink is in a great position. I think that right now, as we start to see smart contracts trying to be adopted in real-world applications, we see the global push towards crypto adoption and crypto regulation, all that kind of stuff. I could definitely see a future where crypto is so big to the point where Chainlink is such a viable power source for a lot of these use cases and the bridges between traditional finance and DeFi and stuff like that, where the value behind Chainlink is in the hundreds of billions of dollars to possibly even trillions of dollars. And I'm very excited for the future of Chainlink. I think that by next bull run, I think that this thing is going to be a big player, very similar to in the past bull run. And I'm very excited for that future. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up to you all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.